module 2. That is your business back office. Every business needs systems. You need systems to be able to succeed. Most businesses fail for one of either or two reasons. One is they have no systems, and the other is they run out of money, which is usually 80% of businesses in the first 3 years that happens. So my objective is, I'm obviously teaching you how to teach cooking classes, but how to make money doing it. So this is a really important piece of it, this module, how to use the templates. And this is something, I keep this folder right on my desk, and not on my desk, right next to me. And so when someone calls me, they're, emails me, or they're calling me on the phone, they want to have a class. So I use this one-page single document, the cooking class show checklist on it. It has all of the information in one place. So the contact information, the guest count, how much per person. You're going to be doing classes for either a one person is paying. They hired you privately, and or it's for the public. So each person's going to pay. You need to know all of that. If you start having a bunch of cooking classes, then clearly you want to have all of these forms. I staple them right to the outside of my folder, and they're all lined up, so I'm really organized. Wasn't always the case. I wasn't always organized, which is why I put this program together, because this can get overwhelming if you don't implement systems. Look at franchises. People are paying $300,000 just to basically buy the system. What goes first, second, third, fourth? So on here, you keep track of that. You keep track of your recipes. I never suggest doing 4 would be tops. I suggest 3. So you have your 3 recipes. You know what they are. You use the templates that are provided in the course, and you put down your recipes. And then there's a packing list, little checklist on the bottom. And if you have a theme, a lot of times there's a theme. People will say, oh, it's for a party, or it's for a school, it's educational. So you're going to write down what the theme is, and then you try to stay within that. If they have a color, it's not a big deal. You match the color. So as I said, I wanted to talk to you about Parkinson's Law, but instead I ended up, like I said, talking about Murphy's Law, because life happens. What is Parkinson's Law? For some of you who don't know, Parkinson's Law was one of my biggest undoing for so long. Parkinson's Law is that the job will stretch to fill the time you have for it. Meaning, an example, here goes Kitty again. If I have a week, and I give myself a week to, if I give myself a week to do a newsletter, it'll probably take me a week. But if I say I have between 10 and 12 on Wednesday to write my newsletter, it will magically get done. So never mind, Kitty. That is something that we can use to our advantage. You want to schedule your time. Do blocks of time. If you're more creative in the morning, then that's your time where you create your content. You're writing a blog, or you're writing a series of emails. That would be your time. If you get tired, then later in the day, that's when you do your busy work, your tasks. And the other thing, now I'm dressed in workout clothes because I wasn't planning on, there we go. I wasn't planning on having to go live and get on here, which, okay, doesn't matter, because in today's world, done is better than perfect. Live is better than behind the scenes and just being a bunch of writing that no one gets to know who you are. Get yourself out there. And if for you're more comfortable being dressed, then in the morning, get dressed in case you have to leave the house. You might have that referral partner who calls you and says, chiropractor, let's just say, oh, I want to meet you for lunch. I've heard a lot about you. I want to, talk about your programs. Good, ready to go. So I used to follow a woman, this is about cleaning, but the Fly Lady. I thought she was the coolest lady, and she always said, get dressed to your shoes in the morning. And the moral of the story is be prepared. Life happens. Be ready to go. If you're watching live, I see Colleen on here. Thank you for joining. Let me know. You got to type in a number 1 because I could see there's people on here, but I can't tell. I don't know who you are until you comment. And then if you watch the replay, I super appreciate that. Hit the number 2, and then I know who is watching. Any questions, please type. I love the Fly Lady too. She's so awesome. One of the greatest things the Fly Lady teaches, and I think we can do that even in our business. If you have a task, you're going to check your Facebook, the pit of your time. Well, set a timer for 15 minutes. That's how Fly Lady taught you to clean your house. You could do anything you could do a lot in 15 minutes, but you got to set those parameters. Parkinson's Law, it will take over all your time. The day goes by, you're like, what did I do? Okay, so you saw the sheets. The business back office is where we get all the pieces of the puzzles put into place on your back side. Sounds bad, but it's really important that you can go to your documents and pull out a folder and know where you can go at at a moment's time. And then when you have your templates for your cooking classes, if it's a greens class, if it's a eating for energy, they all have different titles. You title them differently to match your crowd. What if you're having a couples class? You might not call it greens class. You might call it, the couples eating for love class or something. Who knows? But that's a really important part. We go into that in module 5. So I'm ranting now. I wanted to just meet you here, apologize for my webinar mishap, and let you guys know how much I appreciate you. And I will come back tomorrow to talk about Module 3. Module 3 is the legals and everything that we can and can't do and the parameters of where you want to add different things. Feel free to share if you care to share. And I'll see you tomorrow. Again, thank you. Bye, everybody.